Hello and welcome to Live on Deck with the Mutiny Crew. I'm here today with Mr. Mumble, Dr. Smoke Reaper, Axcess. How are you all doing today, guys? Mr. Mumble, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Ross.
Smoke, what about yourself?
I'm good, my dude. Yourself?
Oh, mate, yeah, lovely. Really glad we're doing the first ever take of the intro. Axcess, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful, loving this first original take.
I'm so glad I recorded this intro at the very beginning.
Yes, absolutely, and you didn't definitely forget to record it. Brilliant.
Now let's cut to the real part of the episode.
And now, Cyberpunk 2077. Mr. Mumble, how do we think about that?
I am excited. That's not even the right word, to be honest. I've been looking forward to this game for so fucking long. I was almost heartbroken when they announced the 21-day delay.
God damn. Yeah.
I as soon as I saw the announcement, I messaged a friend at work, and I was like, "It's been delayed again." And he was like, "I've given up. We've given up with this game." And then the next day, they let out a Night City Wire, and I was just like, "I'm excited again."
There's a ton of hype trailers, man. Smoke, how are you feeling about it, Smoke?
I'm in two minds, to be honest. I'm not too sure. Obviously, as Mumble was saying about the delays and all that, that's kind of scared me because they say it's only a 21 day delay, but it could. I'm thinking it might be longer. But I know it is a game which since it's been put on as to be released, I have been excited for. And especially with everything that they've done so far for us as streamers as well, that way they making their own music and all that, so nothing is actually DMC'd, Lord. So I'm not going to get it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. That's what I will say.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think I'm waiting until Christmas for it myself. Axcess, what about you, good sir? What do you feel?
I'm exactly the same. I've wanted it since, a couple of years back when there was a much bigger hype around it. I've had my eyes on it, but visually it looks incredible. But I think I want to see a little bit more of it through streams and that before I do 100% get it, which I think will be Christmas. Just purely because from the Xbox Series X gameplay and that we've seen so far, it looks good, but it's not, for me as of yet. I've not seen enough to sort of truly hype me up to the point I've got to get this on day one. It looks good, but there's just, I need to see a bit more first before I do commit to it, basically.
Yeah, because you are one of the few people I know who do actually have an Xbox Series X, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
I think, Mumble, you've got one as well, haven't you?
I have indeed.
Oh, mate, there's two.
Yes.
Right. We're having words after this stream, boys.
I just like the Xbox, man. I've got a PC that plays games, but I'm always going to be a console guy.
Yeah. I grew up with consoles myself, to be honest. Like it's just what you do, isn't it?
We've lost Smoke.
R.I.P. Smoke. You were a good soldier.
He fought well.
My man will come back. I have full faith. So anyway, yeah, we've got the Xbox Series X now. You two both got one. What are your first impressions? I'll start with you, Axcess. What do you feel? How have you been?
To be honest, I've been quite blown away. Obviously, we knew the power that the console was going to have, and yes, there have been issues with, a lot of developers, and Xbox have sort of said things ain't quite optimized as much as they potentially could be since launch, and obviously developers and that are looking into that. But in terms of loading times and the quick resume between certain games and that, it is a great console. I think there's not a great deal that I'd say at the minute that I've seen, that I'd say, oh, we've been missold this or missold that, or they've lied about this or that. Everything works as it should. We just need to wait for some optimizations on some games to truly kick in, which that's down to developers more than anything.
Yeah. What do you think, Mumble? How are you finding your Xbox?
I'm loving it, man. I'm just glad I've got a console that runs just as well as my PC now. Because when when I built my PC, I was like, our console got pushed aside and I wasn't playing it. But now I've gone from playing Destiny 2 on my PC all the time back to playing it on the Xbox because the Xbox runs it just as well. And that's not even optimized yet. Like the optimization drops, I think, on the 10th. So, but the loading times are just as quick as PC. I'm basically in the tower within like 5 seconds of booting up the game. So,
can I just thing I've just seen in the chat, Logan? I've just edited. I think there was a delay on my audio. Can we just have confirmation that that's now coming through all right on stream?
I didn't have any delay on your audio anyway.
Yeah, I think through Discord it's all right. I had a delay filter on because of the delay.
Not my
from
problem.
Xbox.
Guys, if you watch, deal with it.
Thank you very much.
Deal with it, guys.
Yeah.
This is how we do it. We do it live. So yeah, no. Xbox Series X is definitely interesting. I know Smoke's someone who is having a panic attack right now, so I might come back to him in a second.
No, I'm back.
Look, how your opinions on Series X, man? Are you getting one like this year, or are you going to wait a bit?
Well, considering that way, I've spoke to a few people that have got like PlayStation 5s, and I only know a select few people that have got like Series X's, but I've been reading up on a lot of the like flaws and stuff, and to be honest, that's kind of putting me off of getting it like a first series of like the Series X. So I'm probably going to leave it until like after Christmas and like build my PC before I actually go for like the Series X or PlayStation 5. I'm still in two minds, to be honest. Yes, I am an Xbox player, but PlayStation's kind of drawn me with certain games.
I'm in the same boat. I'm actually going to wait until next year before I actually drop any money on it, because I think at this point, and there's no, like, I'm not saying this as a diss to anybody who's bought it straight away. I just don't see the point in it personally right now. I
get that view.
Yeah, I think right now, like, I've got a One X, plays the games just fine that I want to. And when I eventually do decide to move to next gen, it will be PS5 first, because the Xbox One X can still hold up for a little while yet.
Yeah.
I've got a 4K TV, runs 4K games. I'm happy with that. And,
think,
I'm a much simpler man than I used to be.
I think the thing is, at this point, we're in a situation where, almost every game that's going to come out for the next 12 months is available on Xbox One and Series X anyway, with optimization. So for anybody that feels like, obviously I wanted to get it just because this is my first ever console that I have got at launch. So for me, it was just this thing, I can do it this time. I want to do it. I want that launch day hype and all that. But for those that haven't got hold of it at the minute, it's not like we're saying, we can play Halo Infinite or Fable when it comes out, but you guys can't, because as it stands, I think the majority of these games are still going to launch on the One series. It's another year, 18 months down the line when, they'll phase out the Xbox One series, that, that's when you really want to be over on this series, but, we've still got time yet for that.
Yeah, totally.
I think to be honest,
go on.
I think, like, for me, like, my main problem is, like, to be honest, there's a lot of the games, like, that they're saying are, like, there's not a lot of games that are on the Xbox X and, like, the PlayStation 5 and all that. Like, that was kind of my big drawback for a lot of it. But, as Axcess was saying as well, like, most of your games you can still play, like, that way between both the Series X and the Xbox One X as well. Like, a lot of us can still all play together, no matter what console you're on.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. I mean, I think in about a year or so, yeah, for sure. I think then it'll be time to upgrade, and hopefully then, everything with COVID and all that good stuff, all those fun times, will be a bit more behind us, and we can start looking at getting, I don't know about. I think Mumble and Axcess have had like stable work, but Smoke and myself. Hopefully familiar with that door cue. Me again, Sandra.
All I'll say is thank God I got that break in between the two lockdowns, that I actually managed to sort of earn a bit more money and get myself in position to get it, because otherwise I don't think I'd have been getting it on launch day.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that, man. I get that, but it's all right for some, isn't it? I was just having a look at the chat here. With Game Pass, I can play everything on the PC too. That's one of the brilliant underrated features I think that Xbox or Microsoft, I should say, have brought in. Is Game Pass on PC is fire.
Yeah,
yeah.
Such a
They are. They're adding EA Play to it.
Yeah.
To Game Pass for PC
in like a week or so,
yeah,
right?
it's next week, I think.
Next week.
I think. I mean, I was reading a comment somebody put on one of the Xbox, like, you know, heads of something on Twitter last night, put something on about the Game Pass, and you know, 90% of people are sort of on board with Game Pass. You know, the value for what you pay for £10 a month, especially since bringing in EA Play, you know, that's £4 alone added for no increase in price. People are still saying there's not enough value for money in the Xbox Game Pass, and yet you're getting a library of over 150.
I think honestly, that's the diehard fans of. I don't want to start a console war because I can't fucking stand them. But that's diehard fans. Right? Anyone with a sensible mind knows that Game Pass is a lot of value.
Yeah,
£11 a month.
I just can't get into my head how people look at that and what's on offer across Xbox and PC and say that for £11 a month you're not getting value, because there are so many. Like, look at all. I mean, just the. I know at the minute we haven't got many, but look at just the Xbox exclusive launch titles that we're going to get on release for nothing. You know, it just, and these games that do come out, we can try for nothing, risk free, and if we don't like it, you uninstall it. It ain't cost you £60.
A prime example of that is Crackdown 3. I don't know if anybody tried that. I was so glad that I didn't pay any money for that, because I was actually really excited for Crackdown 3. And it came out, I was like, oh, this is like the games I used to pick up for £5 in Asda.
Just carry on.
Yes.
It was just as you had mentioned, Crackdown and all that. Like that way back when I was younger, that way Crackdown 1 and 2 were one of the best games that I'd ever played. And then, as you say, that way, looking forward to Crackdown 3, I think I went on and done like 2 minutes of it and went, nope, turn this off, uninstall.
See, that's like, especially.
Sorry, I was just going to say, reading a comment off the chat, Logan put, I main PlayStation and the PlayStation Plus is shockingly shit. And I know a lot of PlayStation fans have said, until recently when they've added a lot more to it, they've said that the Game Pass, even PlayStation fans have said, the quality of the Game Pass in general is just something that, you know, even the PlayStation fans are sort of quite jealous of in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Smoke, I think you've got quite a unique appreciation for Game Pass, right? Because you're in a situation where you solely have console at the minute, right? So, do you still feel like you're getting value for money out of Game Pass, even though you're only getting for example, half of what they're offering, really?
Like, I honestly, like, as the boss says, like that way, Game Pass is like just reading the chat myself there as well. Like, the only thing I can say between like the Game Pass and the PlayStation thing is like, you can say like you can say whatever you want about like either console, but when it comes down to like certain parts, like the Game Pass for Xbox, like it's a lot better, and you're not getting like say decent games like that way, like top of the range games that are coming out brand new. You're getting some certain ones, but getting back and playing a lot of the old nostalgic games is something that I really enjoy. Like, is to really kick it all off like that way. I really enjoy Mario. Like, that's where I started my gaming. Like, on
Why have you got an Xbox, man?
Because like Mario, like that way, because like through like the original Mario series and that, like it was on like the Game Boy and like the Super NES and all that. Like that's where I like in the Sega and that, like that's what took my heart. Like that was my games that I went to. Like I had one of the big, thick fucking Game Boy, old Game Boys, and like, I carried that thing.
Bad boy.
I carried that thing everywhere with me, but back to the actual question. Like the Game Pass is for like anybody that doesn't know, or like anybody that's like in doubt or like whether to go what console to go for, like don't put it down to what is the best value for money. Like what are you getting more for, like for out of your money? Like instead of, as Axcess says, the going to your PlayStation, like you've got certain games that are exclusive, yet we can't get them. But you look at what they're doing with the Game Pass, and a lot of the exclusive games that we're getting are they might not be good to some people, but a lot of other people will enjoy them. And it's like, as we're saying, £11 a month for something that you get like near enough 200 to 300 odd games on, plus the EA Access stuff. It's a no-brainer, to be honest.
Yeah. They've made it very much. I don't know if you agree with this statement, Mumble. I heard somebody say that basically what they've gone for with the new generation with Series X is they've Xbox have gone for the Netflix approach, whereas PlayStation have gone for the movies approach, as it were. You can pay 50 quid for one big AAA experience with PlayStation 5, or you can subscribe for like £11-12 a month, whatever it is now for Game Pass, and have perhaps not the greatest experience, but a lot of good ones. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would actually, yeah. I mean, I think the great thing with Game Pass isn't the big AAA titles that are on that come out sort of day one, as Buffy's quite rightly said in the chat. Like most of them are a load of crock of shit. But I think where Game Pass holds its value is the AA titles and the small indies that you wouldn't even think of picking up. Like there's
one that springs to mind for me is Dead Cells. I would never have given Dead Cells a chance.
I was playing that on my mobile, on my Google phone at work yesterday,
and it's an amazingly good game,
because of Game Pass, and I was fucking loving it.
Yeah, like, 2D Dark Souls all day.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's
fire.
Man.
I mean, I just looking at my Xbox now, like what games I've got from Game Pass that I have never brought, and Sea of Thieves, which I've never truly sort of got into, but it's something that I've enjoyed. I've got Surviving Mars, wouldn't have played it, but it was free and I love it. It's a great game. It's like a simulator simulator city builder on Mars. Minecraft Dungeons, if that was 30 quid, I probably wouldn't have brought it. So for the 5 or 6 games that come on each month that you look at and think, I probably won't bother with that, there's always them 1 or 2 gems that come on that you think, I've always looked at that. Yeah. Now's my chance, and it's going to cost me nothing because I've got that subscription and I've got a lot with that. And obviously as well, not only do you get the massive library of games, but that is your Xbox Live subscription as well. So there's a lot for your £11.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous value, especially in 2017. 2017, 2020. I'm forgetting what fucking year.
Ross is time traveling.
Oh, I wish, bro. I wish.
I think we all do, to be honest.
I'll go back to 1990 and tell me mum not to meet me dad. Just don't. Oh, my word. So, moving on a little bit, because we do have some form of a schedule, believe it or not, guys. As professional this is, as Smoke throws his fucking headphones down in anger.
Always the professional.
I think he was just showing Nibsy he wasn't stuck in time.
That and
Smoke had been hit by a stun grenade. Oh my god. So yeah, moving on a little bit. How many of you are really, really struggling to get hold of a 3 series, or would like to if you could actually fucking get one?
Of a what, sorry?
A 3 series.
Graphics card. The RTX.
If only I could even think
about
that right now.
I'm definitely not at a point where I can think of upgrading the GPU.
Yeah, I think it's the right card for the wrong year.
Yeah, I mean, I built my PC last year with a 2080 Ti, and then like 6 months later, they released the 30 series cards, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like,
See,
I've
I'm
still got
getting
time with my
the thingy
PC,
for
right?
this.
So if I do build a new one with 30 series card down the line, then this will just become a streaming PC.
Yeah.
Or something to store files on.
Yeah.
It's just the 2080. It's just storing files. The 2080s cost a ton brand new, right?
It cost me just over £1,200. Yeah,
Oh my
Just
days.
for the 2080 alone.
just for the graphics
Wow.
card.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Smoke, for those of you who don't know, Smoke is currently like about to take his first dip into PC gaming, and he really doesn't understand the money pit. You're gonna be a lot of shifts at Poundland, bro.
It's like that's how I'm sitting here listening to you talking to now about it, and I'm like, what the fuck have I actually got myself into? Like, the PC that I've got that I've kind of put together myself is only costing me $800, but like I've not actually thought about anything other than that.
Yeah.
I only wish when going back, like, this is 5 years now I've had this PC, and when I went, it was my first ever PC on finance, and I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know the specs or anything, and I just literally trusted a guy at PC World and said,
wrong thing to do. Like, I just want to put it out there. I work for the
as I said it, I just
wrong thing to do.
I literally just said to the guy who sort of served me, I want a good gaming PC. I want, obviously, Planet Coaster was coming out. I knew that was spec heavy, and I said, what's good? And he went, this is the one. And I think it was 1,200 with everything included, including a curved screen that he sold me. And
fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got, obviously, over the couple of years,
Play
I realised.
Simulator.
I realised. Shut up. I realised that Planet Coaster would only sort of run on medium on it. At least I could play it, but it wasn't hitting, what he said of these high spec and everything. And as I sort of spoke to others who know a lot more about it, I've got something like a GTX 765 or something in it. And it's like, wow, that is...
The 1200?
Yes. Like, obviously, everything else in it is quite powerful. I've got an i7 processor.
He fingered you, bro.
What? Sorry, a GTX
765 or something like that. That's why...
When did
Not
you
even
get
knowing
this
your
PC?
own specs, man, that's bad.
I got this in 2015, January 2015.
Oh,
so...
You just see Mumble's life draining at him right now.
Mate, about that same time, I bought a 960, like a Chill Blast gaming PC, like a 960 setup with like all top spec at that time, and that was like 900 and something.
Yeah. I mean, I looked
yeah,
at
I'd done the same with a 9. I think it was a 980 I had.
Yeah,
It
I looked
cost me
into
almost
earlier
like
this
£900.
year, like how to upgrade this PC, but for the cost it's going to be, the motherboard won't support, the 20 series or anything, and the power supply. So for me, it is just a case of maybe next year, just a complete full upgrade. So that's something maybe next year.
Still rocking the 765 now.
Unfortunately, yeah. I'm surprised I can.
Holy shit!
This.
I was joking. Bruh. What? So you're running Surviving Mars on that bad boy?
No, that's all on PC. That's all on Xbox. I can't afford to do anything on PC gaming wise at the minute because it won't.
It wouldn't. You can't stream with that, right?
No.
Yes, he creased, brother.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Jesus. I feel bad. I mean, this brings us into an interesting thing, actually, about like places like PC World, for example, do generally like just try and fuck you over.
Yes.
Like, they take severe advantage of people who with inexperience, shall we say, in the PC. Exactly. You're raising your hand. No, honestly, man, you have to be so fucking careful. Because you end up paying $1,200 for like an already exactly an already behind the times machine at the time, right? And it's like, man, you can just get easily thrown out, and it's fucking wrong, man. Like it really is. Like if you like, there is a kind of like a smug thing though when you can go into like PC World or something when you know what the fuck you're on about.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Someone tries to sell you something, you're like, oh, 60 FPS is it, pal?
Yeah. I remember prior to me actually being employed by PC World, I used to work with Maplin, and we always had customers coming in and goes, "Oh, they fucked me over at PC World." I was like, "That's what you get for going to PC World."
Yeah.
And I had to pick up. Went out there with a friend, and he was getting a laptop, and I was listening to the guy talk to him about all these different specs and what he'd need to do this and what he need. I was like, "Can we just get out of here and I'll buy you one on the internet?" Like, and it'll be a lot cheaper than what they're trying to fucking. And then we're trying to add on all like the antivirus, the fucking Microsoft Office,
Professional installation.
yeah, cloud storage, and all of that bollocks. And then it's like the hard sell on the camera on the support plan thing they do, and it's it was a journey.
Man, it's the worst, man.
And now I merchandise for them.
To be honest, that's kind of why I'm glad I met you guys, because like if I didn't, and like with me in the process of building my PC, like I would have had no clue, and I would have probably have done what Axcess had done and went to like somewhere like PC World, not having a clue what to look for and getting mugged. Like, but then I would have just went. I would have probably have just went back and like,
yeah,
you know.
No, with all the respect in the world, you would have been, because you wouldn't know any better, right?
No, but what I said there is that way I would have probably have went back and like shanked a guy, like fucking dirty bastard.
We here at the Mutiny Crew do not endorse violence against managers of PC World.
Yeah.
I'm actually joking. I wouldn't have done that, but like it would have crossed my mind because I'm Scottish and all that stuff.
It's in his genes.
This is just going to be every excuse now. It's because I'm Scottish.
Wait, guys.
It's my excuse, mate. I'm Scottish. Yo.
Are you Scottish?
No, mate.
Fuck hell.
It's my pal Anna because says I'm English.
Oh god. So yeah, man. No, I mean, like, it's a sad state of affairs. Really, it's by Mumble. It's a sad state of affairs. That you can't trust people to actually, like, trust other people. Does that make sense? You can't, like, literally. People will go into a shop and they'll say, right, you know what the benchmark is, actually, Smoke. You know what the benchmark is, bro. Right? Like, this will guarantee you get a good deal on a PC, like a gaming PC. Go in and ask them if it runs Fortnite.
Mate, I would rather get in and ask them if it ran fucking Minecraft. Like,
honestly,
fuck Fortnite. Fuck Fortnite. Like, I'm made up PUBG.
Fortnite is easier to run than Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft's actually processor heavy, bro.
What about PUBG then?
But the best question we get is parents coming in with their like 12-year-old or whatever, wanting to spend no more than like 200 quid. So they're looking at like Chromebooks, right, which have next to no memory, can't play games. They run off the Google Play Store, and their first question is, "My son wants to play Fortnite." It's like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, not for that sort of
The computer says no.
Here's a console.
It's as good a job, and it costs like a tenth of the price. Right, okay. I think we're about halfway through now, so I think it's time we're gonna have a look at the questions we got, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, spot on. Right,
Drag on.
managed to find it. Here we go. Right, top question is by Logan, so we're gonna ignore that one. No, I'm joking. Okay, how do you think the gaming industry has fared this year with how difficult working conditions have been compared to other years? Who wants to take the mantle on that one?
I think.
Show of hands. Come on, guys.
I mean, I think it's fared fairly well, considering. Like, a lot of the developers have managed to adapt to the situation. And they've been able to carry on the development. But on the flip side, we have seen a lot of delays, and we're still seeing them now. Like, like even like DLCs and stuff are being delayed as well as like the big titles. But yeah, I think overall it's fared fairly well, and obviously with sales for like before first lockdown, just judging by the sales we had at PC World, like we were sold out of consoles for like 2 or 3 months. It was so difficult to get hold of a console. And people were like coming in like, I want a PlayStation. I'm sorry, we haven't got one. Fine, I'll take a Switch. It's like, you know, it's like like they were literally
one of them either.
they were literally settling for anything.
Insane.
And I think I hate to say it, the pandemic has helped the industry in that sense. Like the sales have gone through the roof, but yeah, we've definitely seen our fair share of drawbacks to the industry as well, with delays and such.
Yeah, I don't recall, for example, I mean, with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, bigger delays on new consoles. I mean, there always has been delays on consoles when they come out, but to this extent is incredible. People are literally reselling them at £1,000.
Well, like, just as you're saying that, right? Like, one of the boys that I know, he spent, what was it, 900 on eBay for his PlayStation 5.
Christ.
And I was like, mate, right, good on you that you've got one, but I would have waited until they came back into store and you would have got it cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's...
buy you 2 of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What he said to me was that way I had the money there and I wanted the consoles, so that's why I done it. So I've got money sitting there, but I wouldn't go out and spend it straight on the go onto eBay and look for the Series X and spend 900 quid when I know it's only fucking 450 odd quid.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, I think if you need it, the thing is though, I can't even justify spending the 900 quid because nobody needs it right now. Nobody needs that fucking console right now. There is not, like, unless you really want to play the Dark Souls remaster that fucking much.
I think it's just the fact that you're in that position where not only are you spending double on the console, but you're also taking that huge risk that you even get the console, because there are people that are literally
just taking pictures and sending it.
Putting in the description somewhere, here is a picture of the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. And people aren't reading that here is a picture of the PlayStation 5, and that's what you're paying 800 quid for, and that's what you get in the post. And people are getting screwed over by it. And I think, like your friend, I know he spent 900 quid, but at least he had a success story in that sense. Like, he could have got a box. So
exactly. There was something I was reading on Facebook, as you said that way, a guy, he had the pre-order for the PlayStation 5, and it was due to come. It was said it was delivered, but it wasn't, because that way he seen the guy for Amazon walking out his path with the package, and he's like that, right? Like, so even then as well, a lot of them aren't getting their money back for that, which I do find bad.
If I was an Amazon delivery driver, I would 100% tell you that you weren't in or something, and then just keep your PS5.
That's just stupid.
I'm keeping it 100. Right, I would. Fuck y'all.
And that's why you never got the job at Amazon.
Oh no, I'm fully employed by Amazon, bro.
Everybody just watch that way. Make sure Ross doesn't become your Amazon delivery driver, or you're not getting any of your consoles, you're not getting your PCs, you're getting nothing.
Getting nothing with mine. It's mad, mate. For an entire delivery section, like 1,000 packages, nobody was in. Just the truck went missing and everything. Axcess.
They just find the truck burnt out somewhere in a field.
Axcess. Yes. How big a move was Microsoft buying Bethesda?
I think it was a hell of a statement. I think I can't remember, what was it, 7.5 billion? Was it? What did they spend on it now? I think
it was like 7.5 or 8.
Yeah. obviously the transaction hasn't actually gone through yet, but it's all basically agreed in principle. But you know, the titles and the studios that come under ZeniMax as a whole is just massive. You know, the titles that are going to come as of yet, Xbox, Microsoft, Phil Spencer have not confirmed exactly how many of these titles, you know, your Elder Scrolls and so on, are actually going to go, if ever, exclusive. But if they did, you know, that is a huge array of titles that we can sort of add to this Xbox Game Pass library that we know we're going to get free on launch anyway now. But then more titles that will then add to that exclusivity that obviously Xbox have massively lacked in over the last, generation and a half or so. So I think, you know, bringing all those to the table as now Microsoft property is something that it's a good move. And I think to do it when they did right before the launch.
Logan just hit the nail on the head there with what he says. Sony wanting the exclusives, Microsoft just stick the middle finger up and buy the company. That is that's exactly what I see kind of happening right now. Like especially with both next gen consoles, like that way Sony are going out and going, all right, we want this as an exclusive, and Microsoft are turning around and going, all right, well fuck you, I'm going to go and buy this company. Beat that.
Yeah.
In a way, as much as I am a console player, like I will always still say PC master race. Like that way, hands down PC is better than both consoles, and that is coming to a gen up console player from birth.
I mean, I don't entirely agree with that statement. Like, I went from playing games on solely on console, and then playing. I went then to play on my PC. I was finding more bugs in the PC games than what I'd ever found playing the console games.
I think you'll find. Sorry, Karen.
And so I've found myself having a better experience on the console than I have on the PC.
Yeah. I think you'll find that. I think like a lot of games now are optimized heavily for console.
Yeah.
I think PC is almost treated as an afterthought these days.
Yeah.
I really think it is, which is kind of sad.
I think we see that with Cyberpunk as well. I think
I hope not.
I think Cyberpunk has been built for consoles. If you look at the latest spec sheet that they've released, it's I can't see how they've managed to optimize it for every sort of step in the card series. Because people are going to be trying to play it on 10 series cards, and you know it's probably going to be down with the Xbox One.
Yeah. I've got a One X, so I've got a One X so that I'm gonna play Cyberpunk on that. There's no way I'm gonna run it on the 1070.
Yeah, I mean, even with my 2080 Ti, I'm most likely going to play it on the Xbox.
Yeah,
because I know I can't get the most out of it on my PC.
Yeah.
Whereas I know if I play it on the Xbox, it's optimized for that console.
Yeah. Mumble, what are the plans for the Mutiny Crew going forward? What's the vision for the future? Asked by Bex.
I see Axcess with a grin on his face. I've been put on the spot.
I'm glad you got that one first.
So everyone's
shout out Bex for putting people on.
Yeah. Thanks, Bex. Obviously, we've seen a shift from specifically stream of the week to create a spotlight, and that's I think what we want to move forward with more for the Mutiny Crew is not just focusing on the Twitch stream, but giving a light to those who focus solely on producing YouTube content, and it's not just YouTube content, and it's not just streams on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. It's if you produce hints and tips on TikTok, we want to promote that sort of stuff. So it's really just building. It's now just building a community for creators, not just streamers.
And I think I've noticed to an extent as well, some of the people that we have had come in recently as well, we've not only gone into the whole, the content creation community that we originally started, but we've also seen a handful of gamers come in that they're not really content creators themselves. They are just gamers, and we've become in this gaming community as well, where they never mention streaming or content creation themselves. It is just discussions and getting involved with games as a whole.
Yeah,
I think we're definitely broadening our horizons.
that's it.
So.
Lovely. I want to start this next question also from Bex, but I want to ask Smoke first because he's had a dog attacking him. What got you all into streaming content creation? Smoke, take the floor.
Well,
your
for
dog.
me, that way.
Oh, what a baby. There we go. That's top content right there.
That's my Zara.
Doggo stream.
I get a winton.
That's what we're here. Viewership's just shot.
I bet I took you out and showed you that. I would have took you out and showed you the owls as well, but you would probably have to cover your eardrums for that, especially with how.
This is why Smoke
how
needed
out
to be on his phone with this. So.
Yeah. Just play so yeah, what got you into streaming, man?
So pretty much what it was, like, I started 2.5 years ago on Mixer, as Mumble knows. That's where I met Mumble and his brother. Move. No, move.
Showtime's over, dog.
So that's where I met Mumble and Nibs. Was over in Mixer 2.5 years ago. So pretty much what it was for me, it was something that I really enjoyed. Like it was always something that I wanted to try. And if you get back, if you really want to go and search up kind of my history, if you look on a couple of my past VODs on Twitch, you'll see 2 from 4 years ago, which were just 2 random streams that I'd done from Arc, which was on Twitch before Beam came about, which was the OG Mixer. But it was really the 2 years of grinding on Mixer that really got me more into wanting to stream. And then as first lockdown hit, that way, and obviously losing my job as well, that way it kind of took me more into it. And it's all, as I say, it's always been something that I've loved to do, is like entertain on games that way, like try and show my skills. Even though I'm not good at a lot of games that way, it's one of them ones that way, like it's either for you or it's against you. And in a way, streaming could go either way for anybody. And by far that way, like it's been the best decision that I've made, is to try and become a full-time streamer, even though I've not done much as of late. But
just ends it by drinking Pepsi.
But streaming for me is like, it's kind of my life. Like that way, it has been a big part of my life for the last 2.5 years.
Lovely. Axcess, same question.
For a long time, I've obviously followed Twitch and everything, and obviously before I got this PC, the only way I was ever going to sort of be able to do anything streaming-wise was when Xbox finally introduced the Twitch app, which obviously allowed you to stream directly from your Xbox. And that's sort of where, for a while, I sort of played about with that for a little bit. And then, obviously, one of the intentions of getting the PC was to step up and start doing it. And for a long time, I did stay away from Twitch. It was YouTube. It was creating, highlight videos and recording and that. And then 3 or so years ago, that's when I met Mumble in a community that we were both in for Twitch. And that's where I really sort of hit it quite hard for a while, where I obviously made affiliate and everything. But then, like I've had a few times where you sort of get to a point where you just sort of, put it to one side for a bit. But yeah, it's when I look back at how long it's been, all these guys that come in and we get them to affiliate and we see them hit affiliate while they're with us. And I look back at mine, it's like, God, that's like 4 years ago that I hit affiliate now. That's a lot. And I had a guy, I can't remember who it was now, inbox me a few days ago saying, obviously, I've hit affiliate. What do I do in terms of this and that? It's like, Jesus, it's that long ago. I don't know. I can't remember the affiliate route and, what you had to billing. I know that obviously a lot of it's American wise, but you know, I can't remember what we put in for the tax and all that sort of stuff.
I actually struggled with that
Yeah.
so much when I hit affiliate. I'm sitting there like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, it certainly seems everyone's got a bit of history with you, Mumble.
It feels like it. It seems like it. Apparently, I'm the centerpiece to all this.
Yeah, so I do have to ask, why do you think bacon and banana is acceptable on bread?
Oh man, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. You haven't lived until you've tried bacon and banana on bread.
This is nah. I have lived and I have not eaten it. I never will. Like
I agree with you, Ross.
As I've said before, it's got to be lightly toasted, bit of like barbecue on the bacon side,
mate,
peanut butter on the banana side.
I like how you the one thing. Oh, you know what that's missing? Bit of light toasting. That's what's wrong, and that's what's wrong. That's why that sandwich looks rank, son. You toast that bread. On a serious note, bro. Yeah. So, what got you into content, streaming, and content creation?
It's honestly, I started streaming alongside several gaming communities that I was a part of. I was running sort of like Call of Duty game nights and stuff, like early days of Xbox 360. And I started streaming, well, it's probably like 7 or 8 years ago now, on Twitch. Like literally just streaming the game nights we were doing. And then and it's always been on and off, so I've never really settled on content. And like I moved over to Beam, that then became Mixer, and then about 2 weeks before Mixer shut down, I moved over to Twitch. Like, I must have seen it coming. I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite a good bit of foresight on your part, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I didn't feel the community was there on Mixer anymore. Like not my community specifically, because honestly, I've never really had one. But like, the community feeling that invited people over to Beam when it was Beam.pro and Mixer when they changed the name, like that community or that sort of streamer family feeling that brought everyone over to the platform, I don't think was there towards the end. Or at least I didn't feel it was.
I totally agree with you there as well, mate. That way, like, as you done, I think it was the same for me, like 2 weeks before. That way, well, the week that I found out that Mixer was shutting down, I think that's when I just stopped and moved to Twitch myself.
Yeah. So, so as I say, like 2 weeks before Mixer shut down, I sort of jumped over to Twitch because I was chatting to Axcess at the time. Like we were talking about doing a lot of talking about setting up a community for Twitch.
Yeah.
Along with Scottish Short, who is now known as World Horizon.
R.I.P.
Yeah. We miss him in the community for sure.
Right, we do miss World. Definitely.
Miss that motherfucker.
Yeah, so that was basically the start of like from that's where the Mutiny Crew came
kind
from
of that's
so,
I mean,
like
World Horizon, he capitalised on, obviously, when Mixer went down. It was only a couple of days before that obviously we'd sort of created this new Discord server and come up with the name and everything. And then it was one of these like, wow, Mixer's actually gone. And then because Twitter sort of exploded with Mixer partners and affiliates and that were, you know, left with no platform now, we thought this is the opportunity now to bring these guys in and, you know, bring them all together, but on Twitch in a new community. And obviously, World Horizon, I remember I went to bed and woke up the next day and there'd been like 40, 50 new members come in. Because it's true.
I remember that morning.
Night, just, you know, I come in and it was just this person's joined, this person, and it just exploded overnight because we found that, you know, these Mixer streamers needed somewhere to go. And, you know, we were all on the same boat because we were still trying to make something of Twitch ourselves. And these guys were obviously in a way that they were they were forced to start fresh.
Yeah,
so,
I think that was definitely the initial idea for the Mutiny Crew, or like that was the concept for the Mutiny Crew, was to give small streamers a home. And what started out as like a you show support, we show support thing, very, very quickly turned into just a community to make friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was insane. I love myself a bit of Mixer before the Titanic went down, shall we say.
I think there's definitely there's elements of Mixer that Twitch should definitely look into with, the different, obviously, I can't remember the names of them now, but they had like what's basically the bits. They had their own little thing. You could also
have
the
Embers.
Yeah, Embers.
Embers, aye.
And they also had like obviously the cheer thing that you could do with the lightning bolt things that you earned and that. And I think there was definitely an element of interactiveness with the stream that Mixer still had that Twitch haven't quite picked up on yet. I know obviously Twitch are looking to bring more and more bits into it, but I think like you have said, obviously I come across to Mixer for a little bit, and I struggled to find that there was that community feel that Twitch has always had. I know obviously I know that obviously we've managed to build something on here, but I've just always felt that just reading the chat. I just don't think Mixer ever had that foundation.
The one thing I will say that Twitch should invest in, instead of having like co-streams only for certain, like for us as affiliates, like that way, only for like if we were to set up a charity stream that was 2 years on screen, that's the only time that we'd be able to use the co-stream thing.
Yeah.
Or until we get partnered. Like I think Mixer should, Twitch should like completely scrap that that aspect of it and make like the co-stream thing open to everyone, because in a way like that's what kind of as well, like, that kind of helped me and one of my pals that were on Mixer that I started Mixer with grow quicker, because it was always the 2 years. Like it was it's the same that way when I was playing with Mumble's brother Nibs. Like every time that I'd get on with like any of them that way, it was always a co-stream that we were doing, and every time like we were bringing in like a decent amount of viewers, or like it was really just a laugh to have like both people on stream at the same time, because you could see like their reaction and like the other person's reaction, like the way it is set up now. Like, but it's what it is that way. It's what Twitch wants to do, and
yeah,
only time will tell.
Guys, just moving on slightly. This is a question from Logan in the Mutiny chat. Out of all the games you've ever played, what was your favorite? What was your least favorite? Go throw that one at Mumble first.
Of all time,
yeah,
probably my favorite game of all time, that I've ever played, was Super Metroid Prime. It's come to think of it, it's probably one of 5 games I've actually ever completed.
Nice one.
Yeah, it was the first game I ever completed, and one of 5 that I have completed. And my least favorite, probably Dark Souls. I'll tell you why. I'm a very simple gamer. I don't like hard games. Like if a game makes it too difficult for me to stay alive, I don't like it. Like I'll put it down. Which is why I don't like horror games, because they scare the shit out of me and I die very quickly. But yeah, Dark Souls is probably one of my least favorite games.
Yeah,
sorry, Ross. I apologize, but
Eat
Give Mumble
shit.
your best angry.
Axcess, what about you? Best and worst?
Best game, I would probably, for me, would be Halo 3, and that's because of the whole experience of Halo 3. It was, I went to the midnight launch at Game, and there's this huge, I walked down the shopping centre where Game is, and there was a huge music blasting out across the whatever it is, the shopping centre. We went in, the game was on for us to have a little play. There was events going on and tournaments and that prior to launch. And it was just a game that I just remember playing. It was one of the first things alongside Modern Warfare that I properly got into online multiplayer with. And I must have played 2,000 plus games online. And it was just, at that age, I was at the age where I was just on it all the time. And I still think it's one of the best campaigns as well. I think it was just, brilliant. The worst game, I can't remember its name, but I remember I did 2 weeks work experience when I was a kid at Game. My biggest regret ever was, obviously you got employee discount at the time, and this game come out, it was some sort of World War II game on Xbox 360, and to get the money to buy it with the discount, I traded in my original Xbox console and my 2 controllers, and I think it was something like 25 quid trading for it, and brought this game, and it was the worst game I've ever played. And it was like some World War II shooter, and I just thought, I've got rid of my original console for this.
Can you name that game?
No, I can't think what it was.
Il-2 Sturmovik.
No, I'd have to look
Wasn't that
into
the
it.
flyer? Wasn't that the flyer?
The what?
That was the one where you were manning the planes, right?
No, it weren't a flying one. It was another shooter. It was like a Call of Duty type thing, but it was like, it wasn't one of the sniper games. But I just remember it was like a sort of the German side, I think, of like World War II or something like that. And yeah, I just remember I played half of it and I thought, this is awful. So yeah, I think I traded it back in and I lost my Xbox original console for it.
Fucking hell. A tragic tale.
Yeah. Mega regret.
Smoke, what about you? Best and worst, bro?
Need I say more for the best?
I can't see what that is.
Yes,
okay, yes.
I'm a massive Assassin's Creed fan. Like, I love the games. My best is kind of split between 2. Like, the game that brung me to the Xbox was Gears of War, and I loved Gears of War 1 to 3, but 4 and 5, they killed it for me. But Assassin's Creed, I love it. My worst, I don't know, because I don't really hate a lot of games, but if I would have to say one, it would need to be Fortnite. Like, I hate Fortnite. Like, I despise the game with a passion, man.
Necessarily the worst game ever made.
What?
Is it necessarily the worst game ever made, though?
I wouldn't say it's the worst game ever made. It's just, like, I don't know. It's just my worst game.
Fair enough. I will allow it. Fucking Dark Souls hatred.
Like, I just find it frustrating. Like, there's not many games that frustrate the hell out of me, but Dark Souls is one of them.
That's the point.
I know, but I don't like it.
Oh, God love you, bro.
No, wait. I changed my worst game, actually. The worst game, I've got to say, is the game that I spent 5 years of my life on. Was part of fucking all sorts of mega tribes, alpha tribes, fucking running so many cluster servers. Is one Nibsy just mentioned, Ark Survival Evolved.
Wow.
Carry on.
That's all I'm going to say. Ark Survival Evolved, worst game ever.
I thought you were going to start crying, son.
I feel like it, mate. I feel like it.
I wouldn't say it's the worst
brought.
game ever. It's definitely the worst optimized game ever.
No, like when I say like, right, obviously, between like you and I don't know what way you and Nibsy played it, but I played official for 5 years straight. Started off on the legacy servers, and the reason I'm saying I'm putting Ark as like the worst game is because I saw much of the fucking bullshit that happened within the online, like the actual open servers, the online servers, and like the undermapping stuff, the DDoSing of the server, everything getting rolled back, like just the amount of issues the game actually had.
Yeah.
I found out the title of the game that I brought that I traded my Xbox in for. It's called Hour of Victory.
Hour of Victory?
Never heard it.
Yeah.
Never heard it in my life.
That's
This
the
is like
reason.
mass research now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox 360 Hour of Victory. That was the game that I traded me.
While we're all doing a quick bit of research, guys, Bofi in Mutiny Chat asks, what is the velocity of an unladen swallow?
I'll hand that one over to one of you guys.
It's actually not as dirty as it sounds.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
You should know. You're the bird, man.
Yeah.
I deal with owls, no fucking swallows. different sizes of birds, mate. Come on.
Oh, that's ended me, bro. Honestly, fucking no swallows. Oh my god. There's another great question from Buffy. Do the likes of EA or any other publisher that push out the same game year after year just with a skin job do more harm than good?
Yes, I totally agree with that one. And one of the biggest games I'll say that for that has got to be Star Wars Battlefront. Like
year after year.
I would say probably FIFA would be the worst culprit.
Fuck y'all.
Even I agree with that one as well. Because the last FIFA I bought was 18, and I literally played one season of it, in the full season within a day, and turned around, took it out my Xbox, and literally went in and haunted it straight to my dad and went, "Here's a new game for you, Dad. I'm not playing it again." But when you're saying about reskin jobs as well, between Battlefield and Battlefront, I just feel like they've lost so much opportunity with doing the second Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, that they could have made it a lot better. They could have at least added the Galactic War, like that, the Galactic Conquest. That was the one thing that I was wanting for when I seen the Star Wars is coming out.
Galactic Conquest was a fire game mode.
Yeah, it was.
Battlefront 1 and 2, like on the original on Xbox. Oh my days, I played that so much. So
I've actually went back and started playing them again on the on this because they're out in Game Pass.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? Eh? Battlefront. Yeah. Buffy's got a good point though. What about COD?
Oh yeah.
I think it's. I mean, the problem is obviously it's a first-person shooter, so it's always going to have that element of, it's the same game just reskinned. But I think the good thing that COD do
is the mechanics. They changed their mechanics quite a lot.
In that sense, the campaigns are always pretty good. I think the problem is now, and they're doing it more now than ever, is just reintroducing the same maps. It's just a recycle of.
That's the biggest flaw.
This fan favorite, that fan favorite, this fan favorite, and it's like, well, of the 10 maps that they added, 5 of them are just regenerated from a previous game, and that's quite lazy in that way. But at the same time, they usually add the maps that we do actually enjoy. It's not like they bring back maps that are the fans' least favourites. They are ones that we do genuinely enjoy playing on.
I'm going to take one that you're talking about earlier, because I think I know exactly the map that you're talking about, Nuketown.
Yes, yeah.
Right. I've got mixed feelings with that one, right? when Nuketown, like I enjoyed Nuketown when it first came out, and I enjoyed Nuketown and Black Ops 2 as well. But the fact that they've continued to add it, like over other decent maps that they could have put into the game, that's starting to kind of annoy me a wee bit. Even though they're changing it up quite a bit, but it's still.
I think it's becoming basically like a Black Ops tradition, isn't it?
I think Nuketown is more of a Treyarch staple than anything.
Yeah,
like it's something that players are now expecting to see with a Treyarch Call of Duty title.
It's become their little showpiece that they basically bring it out again, but in a new style. We've had it in just about every style you can get. We've had the futuristic. We've had like 1984. We've had Russian, Soviet, Nuketown and all that. So I think it's just that thing of to go with the theme of the game. We're always going to get a Nuketown. I think that's part of the parcel now with the Black Ops title.
And my phone's about today.
Okay, so on that note, what have you guys thought of Black Ops Cold War?
Can someone just take this for 1 second? I just need a toilet break. I'll be back in 1 minute.
I'll give you I've only recently just bought the game, right, and I will admit, multiplayer is complete fucking shit. Like, no, I'm never playing multiplayer for Black Ops again. It's just a no-go for me. It's too, for a start, to me, it's too clunky. It's the games that I had played, it was just people sitting in corners, like there's no skill involved. I'm getting shot for like fucking across the map with a shotgun, like I'm sitting with a sniper, and you're like, how can a shotgun be beating me at that range?
I think the problem is you need to get better, mate.
Have you seen my? Have seen my sniping skills? I am no good at sniping, but I can hit decent shots. But the fact that when you're square on somebody's head, you've taken the first shot, and next minute you're getting you're seeing their bullets after like your bullets hit them, and you're dying. You're like, he just killed me with a shotgun. What? But I will agree, like the campaign, I've only recently started playing a campaign, and the very first song for the campaign got me hooked. I'll be more interested when they actually do the Warzone stuff and they fix they add more of the zombie stuff into it, and then I'll probably be happy.
Just so you know, Smoke chat are all riding you here and calling you a scrub, which I think is thoroughly deserved.
That's just Nibsy. Nibsy's always called me a scrub.
It's not just Nibsy, it's everyone.
They're going hab. Hashtag Smoke.
Fuck your lotties. Fuck your lotties. I'll meet you at Rust.
I have a tendency to only play Call of Duty games, or only get Call of Duty games for the campaign. Like, I really enjoyed the campaign for Cold War.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I was I was almost shocked at how short it was. Like, I really wanted more of it by the end.
Yeah.
And I've finished the campaign. I play a little bit of multiplayer, but ultimately, I think I'm just going to go back to Warzone. Like, for me, I've never been a multiplayer guy. I haven't really got into the zombies, and the only zombies I've really got into was Black Ops 2. But I think for me with Call of Duty now, I think it's just going to be Warzone. Maybe using the double XP on a 24/7 Nuketown for weapon rank ups, but
I mean, I've always done the multiplayer. That's always been my thing. Like ever since Modern Warfare, there were the titles like the Infinite Warfare and all that I brought and massively regretted. But for me, it's it's a one time play through the campaign, which I've not done yet on Black Ops Cold War. But for me, it's the multiplayer, and I think the beta for me put me off quite a bit. But then since launch, I think the multiplayer has been a lot better. I think the introduction of like Nuketown, obviously we've got another 3 or 4 maps coming with the update on the 16th of December. And I think the addition of Warzone is going to be good as well. I think once them two merge and we get the new map, the new sort of Gulag, as whatever it's going to be called, I think they've done a good job. I don't think it lives up to the quality of the Modern Warfare title, but I think it's. I wouldn't say it's been a bad game. I was quite surprised with Smoke how you sort of really didn't take you took a dislike to the multiplayer quite quickly.
I don't know. Like that way, I've always been a big like that way since Modern Warfare 2. I've always been a big Call of Duty player. Like, but like, it was the same with Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare. Like, I fucking hated the multiplayer just because of the exosuits.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. It will probably take me time to get used to it, like, as you say, because obviously like, that way it's a new game. It's going to be kind of clunky, but I don't know. I think it's the multiplayer for me. Nah, it's even then as well. I very rarely played multiplayer for
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. There, like that way, I was mainly Warzone or I wasn't on my Xbox.
Yeah.
The only time I really went on to multiplayer was to level up my guns, and that was it.
There's been one concern for me today on Twitter. Somebody tweeted out a guy was playing on one of the maps, and the game glitched for him, and it brought up an overlay of a exosuit overlay. You know, with the bar that fills up when you jump, and now it shrinks down when you've run out of boost.
Aye.
And that sort of glitched into the game and shown him having an exosuit, even though he couldn't obviously boost jump. And it's like, is that hidden in the game somewhere that some point
it must be.
You know,
I think that's more just old code coming through, because I'm pretty sure Treyarch built Cold War off of the Black Ops 3 engine, and they had exos in that game.
Yeah.
So it's most
is,
likely just old code coming through.
Cold War was sort of dumped on Treyarch, weren't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was originally meant to be a Sledgehammer title, but yeah, I suppose that is hidden somewhere in amongst the files somewhere.
See, am I right in thinking as well though that that way this year's Treyarch team is a complete rehaul of Treyarch? Like, it's not the original team for like the original Black Ops series in it, like that way, or am I just thinking that a lot of shit?
I think there have been some. I think Sledgehammer have had like as well. I think both studios have had some changes. Sledgehammer, obviously, their two main founders, they moved over to become heads of Activision. They moved away from Sledgehammer. That's why Sledgehammer have only had sort of a minor doing now with Cold War, because the studio had such a massive revamp since World War II.
Yeah, I think Sledgehammer have always been involved. I think they've always dealt with the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah,
when it comes
along with Raven as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Guys, just cycling it back a bit.
Yeah.
Got an interesting question from Bex that I missed out the first time around. PS5 versus Xbox latest launch. Who had the better one?
I didn't see any of the launches, so I'm going to take a backseat in this.
It's hard for me to say as well, because obviously I didn't join the hype of the PlayStation, because I'm not a PlayStation player. I followed it, and it was, good to see people getting theirs and all that, but I think Xbox did great with the worldwide streams leading up to the launch in the respective countries. Xbox On with Xbox UK did a great sort of launch with a big countdown and everything. That was good. I think they both obviously failed a little bit with, supply and demand. I think there's been a bit of a lack of that, especially getting into a second round of it. But as a whole, I think, I can't really compare the two, but I think Xbox had a very good launch. that's sort of all I can say, really. And to answer Bex's latest one, I think, yeah, Africa's got to be mine. Lynx Africa.
Wunderbar. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, anybody
I
want
was
to...
like smashing. I was smashing my mute button and it wasn't working.
Africa,
Right, I'm back. Everyone's saying Lynx Africa. What's your first consoles, guys?
First original console for me was PlayStation 1. Funnily enough, my grandma and granddad, they owned an off license and they used to rent out Nintendo 64 and Sega Mega Drive games. So growing up, I had them to play. You know, I borrowed the consoles and all that and played the games. But my first actual console myself was the PlayStation 1 with Spyro.
The original Spyro, bro. That was such a fire game. Mumble, what about you? What was your first console?
My first console was the Sega Master System. Like the big rectangular one.
Oh, the old school one.
Yeah, old school Master System. With Alex the Kid, I think, was the game.
Yeah, that's what Nibsy was saying in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smoke, if you can hear me, blink twice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see you.
So, very first console I had, are we talking handheld or like actual full-on big consoles?
Give us a big one.
My very first console must have been Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, corker. Love the Mega Drive.
And then after the Sega Mega Drive, it was the original Nintendo with the big big rectangle cartridges.
And NES.
The big old NES. Mine was the original Master System 2, which was Fire King with
Fuck you, doggy.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog preloaded, bro. Yeah. Oh, my God. And you couldn't save. You could not save.
Sonic was... I loved Sonic, man.
Oh, man. Like, honestly, old school games, you could not save at all. Kids are spoiled these days, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think Smoke's gone.
Smoke, rip. R.I.P. Smoke. I've seen chat again, guys. Told you, he's Dark Souls in today, man.
Yeah.
Unstable Logan in chat. Did you ask this one? With all the remakes, reboots happening with games, do you feel there's a lack of creativity in the gaming industry? Mumble, what do you reckon?
I think with the mainstream developers, absolutely. I think they're relying too much on what's worked for them before. And I think they need someone to come in and give them a kick up the arse and say, like, let's try something new. But in terms of indie devs, there's like everything's going to be done before, right? There isn't going to be anything that's going to be original unless they cross two genres that have never been crossed before. But like some of the games that the indie devs are putting out, I think, are like really do shine through in terms of originality and with like story and concept.
Nice.
I just don't appreciate when, you know, these developers start offering re-releases or, you know, remasters of games that were only out 5 years ago, and you think the graphics have changed, they've developed definitely, but they're not. These titles aren't in need of a remaster yet, especially when they come completely repackaged in a brand new title with the remaster and obviously the price tag of a brand new game. For me, that it's like we don't need. You know, like obviously they're saying that there may be sort of a Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Do we really need that? Like, you know, I know some of the, again, you can bring the maps forward by all means, but do we really need a complete repackaged, remastered Modern Warfare 3 when, you know, you can just keep producing new stuff? It's laziness that I think, you know, these studios have got to now. They have the hits and they just think, well, we'll just remaster it to come to today's quality and that, and I think that's the disappointing thing.
Can I offer an opinion on this? Where I respectfully disagree, because when I was growing up, I didn't have the appreciation of certain games that I do now, and to get them in like such a high fidelity, when they're a good remaster, when they're a good quality remaster, and I'm looking at the Spyro remake, I'm looking at the Crash Bandicoot remake, I think there is no harm in it there.
No,
because
they're
they
acceptable.
are absolutely top tier remakes.
Oh yeah,
and I think they're very deserving of being back in the market, especially if anything to reintroduce these games that we grew up with and we loved to a younger generation. Because I look at those games now and I'm like, those are the graphics that they should have looked like, you know, all those years ago. That's how those games could have looked.
Yeah.
like
But the limitations of graphics were such you couldn't.
Like the way games like Spyro and Crash look now is how I looked at them when I was playing them as a kid.
1000%, yeah. Excellent.
I remember one for me was Halo, and when we got the anniversary Halo, and you could switch between the two. And Halo, when I first got it on the original Xbox, when I got it, was like absolutely mind blowing. When you landed on the Halo ring and you got out that spaceship and looked up and you could see the ring over you and that, and the graphics were insane.
It was incredible.
But then you land on it now and you step out your pod in the anniversary edition, which looks good, and then you switch back to the original and you think, Jesus Christ, like, this was only, 20 years ago? And the way these games have evolved over 20 years is just...
Man says only 20 years ago.
Only 20.
Only 20 years ago, bro.
Right. I've got a question, right? This is one circling about, right? What do you think of, obviously, right? GTA 5 has pretty much had, 3 consoles?
Yeah. 3 generations, yeah.
Every other generation of console has had, like, what do you think that way about that? Like, these think they should eventually hurry up and fix the fact of GTA 6, or keep it going as GTA 5 going into next gen again?
Can I take the mantle on this one?
Yeah.
I really think Rockstar would stop making it if people stop buying it.
Yes.
And it's the same line that Todd Howard used for Skyrim, because people criticized him for the same thing. They were saying, Skyrim has been released on everything. When you're just going to make a new Elder Scrolls, it's just, we don't need to.
Yeah.
People are still buying Skyrim to this day. Jesus Christ, when I got my Switch, I bought Skyrim again. I've got like 10 copies of Skyrim on everything. I've got it on my fucking Alexa. Like, do you know what I mean? But whether or not they should do that, though, is a very different question.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly it, though. Like, from a business standpoint, they've really got no reason to make GTA 6, because GTA Online with GTA 5 is still pulling in the money they need.
Billions.
Or at least the money they want, right? And, they've got Red Dead Online on top of that as well. So they've got 2 big franchises, both with a huge online aspect that are pulling in money.
Paging Dr. Smoke.
I know. I was trying to remember what I was saying there. Like, I've read online lately, like, since it was actually released, which kind of put playing Red Dead Online. Fucking really shit it was.
Yeah, I think the issue with Red Dead Online was there was a lot of initial promise, but nothing was really delivered on.
I think the thing is, like you've said, GTA, because of the online element, if GTA Online had have never existed in GTA 5, we'd have had a GTA 6 by now. I think it's the fact that, GTA 6 has got such a life in it because of, the different updates and heists and different things they could bring to the online world that they've, like you say, they've just not needed to. And I think in previous months, I think they announced something like in the last 3 months or something for GTA.
Sorry,
It's
I'm just
still
watching
sold
Ross
something
time
like-
people out for pineapple on pizza.
I would be doing the exact same. I totally on pizza.
Pineapple. Right. Opinions on pineapple on pizza, since it's what the people want.
The best thing on this planet.
No.
Like next, it's the best thing next to bacon and
Does
bread
not-
and banana on bread.
Nah, pineapple don't belong on a pizza.
I'm done. I'm off. No,
Night,
no,
guys.
Mumble. No, you've
It's
just
been great.
ruined me,
I'll see you
man.
next week.
So, nah, guys, fam. Nah, guys. You can't be doing that, bro. Pineapple on pizza is wrong. It's incorrect. But I will fight to the death for your right to have that.
Thank you.
Kirsty Bab's getting banned now.
See, bonus right, pineapple on a right, like coming from a chefing standpoint, right, for the pineapple on a burger, it could work depending on what way you, depending on what type of burger you're making. Like, so
Hawaiian burgers
I
the
can
only
agree
way
with
to do
that
it,
one.
right?
Nah.
Well,
Because I
it's just
have...
a big instead of a burger, it's just a big hunk of fucking gammon.
Yeah? What's wrong with that? That's all you need. Just a gammon joint between two slices of bread. No pineapple.
I would
Just
be
gammon,
beast.
bro. The Brexit burger. Oh, God. Right. I think that's a wonderful time to wrap it up. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think so.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
wonderful. Right. So this has been the first ever episode of Live on Deck with the Mutiny Crew. Shout out Dr. Smoke Reaper. Shout out Axcess. Shout out Mumble. Been a great one. Shout out myself for managing to fucking moderate this shit show. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Either new guests or the same old crew will be yet to be decided, but keep your eyes on the Discord and we'll see what's happening with that. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a great episode. We'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Take care, guys.
Turn off Axcess.